Hey everybody, my name is Kalle Slaap, watchmaker from the Netherlands, and not daily, but a few times in every week we present a beautiful restored vintage watch to the client, and then he or she says, could you please advise me how to wind it? Well, just wind it. But how? It is a thing. There is a thing or two to tell you about the keyless works. Maybe a few surprises. I really do hope I can make it interesting for you. Because here, the keyless works. Always find it so, well, I am Dutch, but I found it so strange that something is named after a property it doesn't possess. Look at this, the pizzaless work. You can see, not a pizza inside. Keyless works is from very old pocket watches with no crown, and that is roughly up to 1850. And at that time, and it will come back in a moment, you could see that the winding must be done only one way. And that, well, fact with key winding trickles down the ages, well, the centuries almost, that you can only wind your watch only one way. Not with a normal crown winding, and I will show you why. There are some myths still that have to be debunked. So key winding without a crown is up to about 1850. There are many exceptions, but roughly. Really important, only one way of turning your key, otherwise the arbor will break. Here with the crown, roughly after 1950, you can move it one side and the other side. There is a clutch, and that is still visible, just about the same in the normal vintage watches, hand-wound watches. Many defects of power reserve we get here is usually when a client doesn't wind his or her vintage watch properly. So it is time to show a bit more about the keyless works, or how to wind your vintage watch. It is being filmed with the wobbly cam. It wobbles when I touch the workbench, but I do hope I can make it visible for you. You can simply wind it two ways. One way, the other way. You can see right in there, there is a sawtooth connection between the winding pinion and sliding pinion. I'll show you why. One way you are winding, and the other way, you see that's kind of a clutch. It is slipping. So please don't worry too much. The design of a vintage watch is pretty idiot proof. I'm not calling you an idiot. It's bulletproof. You can wind it both ways. That is a simple design. If you pull the crown for hand setting, see what happens. This is the setting lever, winding lever, winding pinion, sliding pinion, yoke, and here the setting lever spring. When I pull the winding stem, the sliding lever will go the other way. Look at that. And then you can do the hand setting. Back to the original position. It slides back. This yoke is spring loaded, always pushing outwards, and here this setting lever is pushing the yoke right here, and this notch will keep it in a stationary position. Click, position hand setting, click, position winding. When we say when a watch comes back for a very short power reserve, is I wind the watch only 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 twists, and then I'd stop because I don't want to break it. We get it a lot from clients. Well, the watch starts running, but movement needs the full power of the mainspring for accurate timekeeping. The amplitude will go up. If you're interested, please have a look at how a watch works. I find it really interesting. But if you only wind it a few twists, the mainspring isn't fully wound. There is not enough force on the gear train. The watch will not run accurately and stops after a few hours. So if you wind a watch, you can wind it until you feel resistance with a manually wound watch. If you feel resistance, don't go, then it will break. But you will feel instinctively, I'm sure, that when it's fully wound. Now, this particular timepiece has got a power reserve of 44 until 52 hours, a huge length, so you can wind it for quite some time. But then you feel that that's enough. Don't. That's it. Full power of the mainspring, nice high amplitude, so your watch will run for a longer period of time, power reserve, and will run accurately, and that is nice for a vintage watch. Again, don't worry too much because the design is over-designed. It is pretty well done. If you feel resistance, stop. And you can wind it back and forth because you can see the slip in the keyless, or wind it just one way, whatever you like. The keyless works, but that's about it. Don't worry too much. Please enjoy your beautiful vintage watch, and hope to see you next time. See ya. Bye bye.